everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Hope everything's going your way today. Today, I'm coming to you with not one, not two, but 3 eye looks. Yes, today I'm coming to you with 3 eye looks using the Jackie Aina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Yes, the ABH Jackie Aina palette. So, if you want to see how I got this look, plus 2 more, then just keep everybody. Let's get started. Man. Okay, guys, so we interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you this very important message. The one thing that no beauty influencer wants to ever happen, happened. Yeah. I lost the footage of when I was recording this eye look, so please forgive me. This eye look will not be in this video today, cause if I waited to record this eye look again, you guys wouldn't get this video till sometime in 2020. So I'll just tell you right quick what I used. I used ginger as my transition shade. I used edges in my crease and my outer V. I used trust issues on the first third of my lid. I used Zam on the second third of my lid. And I used a combination of Dwalas and Sponsor as my inner corner highlight. I used edges on my lower lash line and smoked it out with ginger. And I totally apologize for the inconvenience. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, guys, well, your girl knows that she's pretty late to the party. Coming to you guys with eye looks and my thoughts on this palette. And to tell you the truth, guys, your girl initially didn't even have any intentions on picking up this palette. Because even after seeing advertisement and the many reviews out there on the tube, for some reason the Jackie Aina palette just didn't speak to me, guys. And I merely saw it as just another palette that your girl Lily here didn't need in her collection. But then someday last week when your girl was sitting at her desk at work, this feeling came over me. So needless to say, with an open mind, I went back out there on the tube and decided to look at a few more videos of this palette. And after time number 3 of watching my girl KK gassing up the palette, along with the several reviews out there on the tube, let me know I needed it. Yeah. Your girl just had to get it. So first, let's talk about the packaging. The packaging is really cute. It's in an iridescent skin light type packaging that has J.A. Anastasia Beverly Hills on the front. And I must admit, guys, out of all the palettes Anastasia Beverly Hills has, the Jackie Aina palette definitely kills it most on the packaging. And on the back of the palette, you'll find a symbol letting you know the palette's cruelty-free, that it has 18 months shelf life, and a symbol letting you know Anastasia Beverly Hills pays for the recycling of their own products. It also has the Anastasia Beverly Hills website, and it also lets you know that there are eyeshadows and pressed pigments in this palette. And although some of you guys, my peeps, already know that, my other peeps that don't know, whenever there's a pressed pigment in the palette, it's usually not intended for use in the immediate eye area. And not so much because your eyeball might fall out if you use them, but simply because you might get a little staining on your eyelids if you use them. And the net weight of the palette is 0.7 grams / 0.02 ounces each. The palette has a nice size mirror, just like ABH palettes usually do. And when you open her up, guys, here are the colors. It comes with 8 shimmers, and the rest are all mattes. And although I initially thought before I purchased the palette that the Jackie Aina palette was just another palette, and although I initially thought I wouldn't, guys, I'm quite impressed, and I do much enjoy the color story of this palette because it does come with a nice selection of colors that can give you multiple eye looks in a grown and sexy way. And after using every single shade in the palette, I'm glad to report that this is most definitely an Anastasia Beverly Hills quality palette. Every single matte in the palette is highly pigmented and highly blendable, And no matter what technique I use for application, I ran into zero skipping and absolutely zero patchiness. And that reigns true when I use both a wet base and a dry base. And although there are some shadows out there that give you a dark ring when you try to apply it to a wet base, I found that didn't happen at all when I used the mattes in this palette. And no matter what kind of base I use, every single matte in the palette stayed true to color upon application to my lid. And although purple mattes can be pretty hard to formulate, Anastasia Beverly Hills has pretty much perfected it, because when using this shade Big Wig here, I found it just as easy to blend as practically any warm tone shade out there. So needless to say, guys, I have zero complaints about the performance of the mattes in this palette. But about these shimmers, though. The shimmers are back. Once you find a technique that works for these shadows, the shimmers are back. This shade Dwellers and Sponsor and Lituation, I like no other shades I own in my collection, because it's something about the shift in these shades that makes them pretty unique. And don't even get me started about this shade Trust Issues. When looking in the pan, you would think this shade is mostly white, but the gold shift in this shade makes it pretty unique. And of course, the other shimmers in the palette are beautiful as well. But to me, guys, these four shades are the standout of the palette. Be forewarned, guys, when using the shimmers in this palette, it most definitely is not one technique for all. Because what I came to find is when using this shade Zam and this shade Dwellers and this shade Lituation, because of the fine glitters in the palette, they perform best when using a glitter glue. Whereas on the opposite side of the spectrum, when using Wiggly's and Shookton and Sponsored and even Soleil, I find it's best to use those shades on a dry brush. Because while wetting your brush usually adds more glitz to a shadow, I found when wetting my brush when using those shades, it was just the opposite. I found the more I wet my brush when using those shades, the pastier the shadow became. And just know, guys, that every single shade in the palette, mattes and shimmers alike, are going to definitely render a lot of fallout. But that's not enough to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because this is such a pretty high-performing palette. Because while the palette as a whole is definitely nothing groundbreaking, there are most definitely some standout shades in the palette. Okay, guys, one more PSA, and I promise I'm done, but I really wanted to make this point. While I do feel that ABH and Jackie Aina kept my darker skin beauties in mind when they created the Jackie Aina palette, I also feel that this palette is absolutely 100% all-inclusive. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program. And while I was most definitely skeptical and had my doubts, I must admit after using it, I've grown quite fond of the Jackie Aina palette. And needless to say, guys, I'm glad to have the Jackie Aina palette as a part of my collection. So now that we got that part done, enough all the yapping. First, we're going to get into some swatches, and then we're going to get into the eye looks. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It only gets greater later, guys. It only gets greater later. So until next time, guys, stay real, stay positive, stay up, and damn it, you better watch, fight, and pray. Let's get into these swatches, though. Holla! We got Soleil, Supreme, Pinker, and Big Wig. We got Dwellers, Credit, Lituation, and Zam. We got Wiggly's, Shookington, Trust Issues, and Edges. We got Sponsor and Ginger.